They were never yours to begin with. The job, the money, the friend, the partner, they were never yours. They were only in your possession at the time. And the only thing that is ever promised in this life is change. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the art of detachment. So, the first step into mastering this technique is realizing that it is you putting the value into these things. Okay? Like I said in the beginning, you only possess these things for the time being. When God decides it's done, it's done. All right? Your boss, they can fire you. Your partner can take themselves and leave out the door. Okay? That is the beauty of free will. All right? But if you realize that it's you who is giving these things value, that also means that it's your ego that gets hurt when they decide to leave. All right? Your ego is what's feeding off the validation from these things. So when you realize that, you'll start to ask yourself these questions. Why do I need this job specifically? Why do I need this friend specifically? Okay? You have to realize that when you're getting your validation externally, you will lack it internally. You need to flip that around. You need to start building your validation and your self-confidence within yourself to the point where you get fired from the job. Okay, I'll find another one. Your friendship doesn't work out. Okay, I'll find a better friend. That's how you need to be. You need to be so confident within yourself that you don't need that validation elsewhere. Okay, you're completely fine if they were there or not. Ask yourself these questions. What did I lack in my childhood? What do I lack now that makes me put so much value into this one thing? And how can I fix it without it? Because if you can't handle yourself, how do you expect to be able to fully cherish and appreciate this thing when it's given to you? You can't. It's human nature. It's like the saying, someone who doesn't fully love themselves cannot love another because they don't know how. That is what it's like. So instead of giving your energy and your focus to getting these things back, because trust me, you never will, and even if you do, it won't be the same, start using that energy to improve yourself. The second and the most important thing is trusting God's plan. Trusting that God has a bigger and better plan for you, okay? If God takes something away from you, it's because it didn't suit his best interest for you, okay? Like I said in the beginning, maybe he saw something that you didn't, all right? You think if God is going to take something away from you like that, with the snap of a finger, he can't replace it immediately when he wills, when he wants? You have to be arrogant to believe that God is against you. Out of all these perpetrators, out of all these thieves, out of all these bad people walking on our planet, that he is against you. You, who you claim who haven't done anything, right? So you have to be arrogant to believe that. So instead of using your energy to believe something foolish like that, you should simply just turn that into positive thinking. God didn't want that for me. God wants something better for me. God has something bigger planned for me. Okay? And that's not even being called delusional. That's called having faith. That's called having faith, which you need to have. All right? You think if God has so much power to take something away from you, like this, with the snap of a finger. If he has so much power to do that, you think he can't do the opposite? When he wills, when he wants, he will. Trust me. God has you on this path. Anything that is not suitable for you, he will take. And everything he does keep that you end up losing was a lesson to be learned from. Okay? Because you needed to have that endurance, you needed to have that mindset that you received after the lesson in order to accept the greater blessing he had from you. Okay? You need that lesson in order to appreciate what's coming next. That's how God works. God works in many mysterious and grand and amazing ways, and that's one of them. Okay, so you need to believe and trust that that blessing is coming sooner than you realize. Because more times than not, when you lose everything, that is when the blessing is about to come. It's right around the corner. Okay, I get happy when I lose things because I know that means that God is taking them away from me and he's going to give it and he's going to replace it with something bigger. Okay, you need to start being more positive when things don't work out. Okay, learn the lesson instead of grieving your past, grieving your loss. Learn the lesson because there's a lesson in everything. I promise you that. Search for that lesson. The last thing that you have to remember is that you will feel this over and over and over again. The only thing that's promised in life is change. Okay? The sooner you get used to changing, the better it is for you. Okay? I moved a lot when I was in high school. Okay? School after school after school. I never spent 2 years in the same school. All right? You need to start getting used to that. When I began getting used to change, then that's where I used to be depressed. I stopped being depressed. Okay, I started getting excited for new things, excited for change, excited that the God was creating space for new things to come in. And you have to be able to accept the fact that life is going to change. Okay, life is going to change like seasons, like colors. Okay, you can't control it. You can't control it. So why be sad about it? You're in charge of your own emotions. You're in charge of how you react to things. You can switch. You can switch your brain like this, okay? Think of the color purple, now think of the color green. That's how the brain works. You need to stop being upset, all right? You can control your emotions, then turn that thinking into being happy when something changes. So if you know that life is going to change. You're going to be getting new partners, or you're going to be experiencing new jobs, or you're going to be moving friend after friend after friend. Are you going to sit there and be sad about this one specifically? No. If you lose all your money, are you going to sit there and wallow in self-pity? Oh, I lost all my money, and continue to be broke? Or go out and look for new ways to get that money, and maybe even more. Your brain needs to be working like that, because you can spend time being sad about something. You can be sad, but only for so long. Because another thing that is not promised is you waking up tomorrow. So why spend it being miserable? Okay, do you want your last day to be you complaining about how the friendship didn't work out? No, you don't. If anything, you want to go out and try to find a better friend. Move on. That's how you need to be. Move on and adapt to change. Get used to it, because it's going to happen over and over and over again. Go find another job. Go find another friendship. Go find another partner. It's out there, I promise. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I don't know how to do an ending, so